Under the shade of a Bodhi tree, the Buddha sat, radiating tranquility to those who gathered at his feet. I approached hesitantly, the clamor of children's voices echoing in my ears, my patience worn thin by their relentless energy. "Blessed One," I began, my voice trembling with frustration. "I cannot find peace amidst the noise and chaos of children." The Buddha turned his serene gaze upon me, his eyes reflecting the calm depth of the stillest waters. He gestured for me to sit beside him, the rustle of the leaves above creating a gentle symphony of calm. "Child of this world," he said, his voice carrying the weight of countless truths. "Patience is not born in silence alone." "But Master," I protested, "their energy exhausts me, and their disobedience leaves my heart heavy with frustration." The Buddha smiled faintly, a lotus blooming in the still pond of his expression, and spoke once more. "Do you see the ants at your feet?" he asked, his hand extending toward the busy life bustling beneath us. I looked down, noticing the tiny creatures moving with purpose and harmony, their paths interwoven yet distinct in purpose. "They do not complain of their burdens," the Buddha continued, "nor do they impose their will upon each other. They carry their grains with diligence, walking paths carved by persistence, not force," he added, his gaze unwavering. "Master, how can their simplicity teach me to endure the complexities of human life? Especially with children?" I asked. The Buddha placed a hand on my shoulder, the warmth of his touch like a reassuring sun breaking through clouds. "Children are like the ants. Their paths erratic yet purposeful," he said, guided by wonder and shaped by their surroundings. "Instead of resisting their nature, observe it," he advised, "and you will find a gateway to cultivating your own patience." His words hung in the air, heavy with meaning, yet they left my heart lighter as I pondered their significance. The Buddha pointed to the ants again, their small forms now illuminated by the slanting rays of the evening sun. "Just as the ants work harmoniously without complaint, children thrive when met with understanding, not frustration," he explained. "But how can I guide them when they stray from what I perceive as the right path?" I questioned earnestly. The Buddha smiled again, his expression a mirror of the infinite patience he embodied, and began to respond. "Imagine a river flowing through a forest," he said, its waters carving a path not through force but persistence. "The river does not scold the stones in its way. It shapes them gently over time," he elaborated. "Be like the river," he advised. "Flow steadily with compassion, and let your presence guide without resistance." His words painted a vivid picture in my mind, the flowing river a metaphor for the patience I sought to embody. The Buddha's gaze shifted to a group of children playing nearby, their laughter mingling with the rustle of leaves. "Do you see how their joy is unbound, their curiosity unshackled by the expectations of the world?" he asked me. "Yes, Master, but their boundless energy tests my patience and often leaves me drained," I admitted, my voice heavy. "The energy of youth is like the wind," he said, unpredictable yet vital, capable of shaping mountains and carrying seeds. "You do not contain the wind. You guide it gently, letting it carry you while respecting its nature," he explained. The children ran toward us, their steps kicking up small clouds of dust, their faces alight with innocent exhilaration. One child fell, tears threatening to spill, but he quickly rose, his small hands brushing away the dust. The Buddha's eyes sparkled as he observed the scene, his silence filled with an understanding deeper than words could convey. "Even when they fall, they rise," he said, his voice tinged with reverence, teaching resilience through their simple acts of persistence. Should we not, as adults, reflect their resilience by meeting them with patience rather than frustration? He questioned softly, his words resonated within me, the truth of his teaching sinking into the depths of my tired, restless heart. "Master, your words are profound, But how can I remember them in the heat of my frustrations? I asked. The Buddha reached down and picked up a fallen leaf. Its edges curling yet its veins intricate with life's design. Hold this leaf, he instructed, and let it remind you of life's fragility and the strength that patience can offer. I took the leaf, its delicate form a paradox of fragility and resilience, and felt a wave of calm wash over me. Patience is not a destination but a practice, the Buddha said. A path that we walk every day, step by step. His words lingered in my mind like the fragrance of blossoms carried by a gentle breeze, timeless yet fleeting. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting hues of gold and crimson, I felt my heart soften, my spirit quiet. The children's laughter faded into the distance as they returned to their homes. Leaving the world hushed in twilight, I looked at the Buddha, his serene presence a beacon of unwavering peace amid life's ceaseless ebb and flow. Thank you, Blessed One, I said, bowing deeply, my gratitude boundless for the wisdom he had shared so freely. Remember, patience is a garden that blooms with care, the Buddha replied, his voice a gentle guide for my journey. As I walked away, the leaf in my hand and his teachings in my heart, I felt a newfound serenity. Each step I took resonated with the rhythm of his words, a melody of understanding and compassion woven into my being. The Bodhi tree stood tall behind me, its branches whispering secrets of the ages, its roots grounded in eternal truth. And thus began my journey of cultivating patience. Guided by the Buddha's timeless wisdom and the lessons of a single day, another day. The sun bathed the forest in golden light, and the Buddha walked along a tranquil stream's edge. I followed him, my heart burdened by the struggle of raising younger siblings who never seemed to heed my words. Blessed One, I began, my voice faltering. I grow weary of their defiance and my inability to guide them effectively. The Buddha paused, the flowing water reflecting his calm as he gestured toward a rock partially submerged in the stream. Do you see this rock? He asked, his voice steady and inviting, like the stream itself embracing all obstacles. Yes, Master. It stands firm despite the water's efforts to move it, I replied. Uncertain of his lesson, the Buddha nodded and bent down, his hand tracing the surface where the water had carved smooth grooves into the stone. This rock resists, yet over time, the water shapes it through persistence, he said, his words imbued with quiet power. Master, are you saying that I must wear myself down as the water does to the stone? I questioned. The Buddha smiled gently, his expression a reflection of the infinite patience he sought to teach. And continued speaking. The water does not exhaust itself, he explained. Nor does it force. Its flow is consistent, unwavering, and patient. Children are like the stone, he continued, resistant at first but shaped by the constant, gentle flow of compassion. I knelt beside him, my eyes fixed on the stream, as the sunlight danced on its surface in radiant patterns. But how can I remain calm when they disregard my words? I asked, my frustration leaking through despite my efforts. The Buddha dipped his hand into the stream, lifting water that trickled back, merging effortlessly with the flow below. Do you see how the water does not resist when it slips through my fingers? He asked, his tone soothing. Yes, Master, I said, watching as the droplets became indistinguishable from the flowing stream, their paths seamless and free. Speak not to compel obedience, but to plant seeds of understanding, he advised, and let time nurture their growth. His words pierced through my agitation, leaving behind a clarity that mirrored the pristine surface of the gentle water. The Buddha stood, his movements graceful, and began walking again, his steps unhurried as if in rhythm with the stream. I matched his pace, my thoughts trailing behind, weighed with the challenge of embodying the patience he sought to teach. We came upon a tree whose branches stretched toward the sky, bearing fruits that hung heavy in their ripened splendor. Do you see this tree? The Buddha asked, his gaze lifting to the fruits swaying lightly in the breeze above. Yes, Master, I replied, noting the strength of the roots that anchored the tree and the branches brimming with life. It did not bear fruit overnight, he said, but grew steadily, nurtured by time, sunlight, and the care of the earth. And so, too, must we nurture patience, he added, allowing it to grow slowly, its fruits ripening only when the time is right. I reached out to touch the tree's bark. Its surface rough yet solid, a testament to the enduring forces of nature. Master, how can I remember this wisdom when I am faced with their defiance? I asked, seeking practical guidance. The Buddha turned to me, his expression calm yet solemn, and raised his hand to indicate the flowing stream once more. Carry a stone from this stream, he instructed, and let it remind you that patience shapes even the most stubborn obstacles. I chose a small, smooth stone, its cool surface resting in my palm, a tangible connection to the lessons I'd learned. The Buddha resumed walking, his presence as steady and unyielding as the stream, a constant amidst life's inevitable turbulence. We reached a clearing where children played, their laughter blending with the rustling leaves and the hum of the forest. One child tripped and fell, their cries punctuating the otherwise harmonious melody of the moment. As others rushed to help, do you see their response? The Buddha asked me, his eyes fixed on the scene unfolding before us with quiet observation. Yes, Master, they show concern and support without hesitation, I said, marveling at the simplicity and purity of their actions. Children reflect the energy around them, he said, meeting frustration with resistance but responding to calmness with understanding and trust. I watched as the fallen child stood, aided by their friends, their tears replaced by tentative smiles and renewed determination. Master, their resilience is humbling, I admitted, feeling a twinge of shame for underestimating the innate strength within youthful hearts. Resilience is born from their unyielding curiosity and courage, he said, qualities that patience seeks to nurture rather than suppress. His words enveloped me, each syllable a droplet adding to the river of understanding that now coursed through my consciousness. The children scattered, their laughter receding into the distance, leaving the forest quiet save for the rustle of leaves overhead. I turned to the Buddha, my heart both heavy with gratitude and lightened by the wisdom he had shared so freely. Blessed One, how can I begin to flow like the stream and nurture patience within myself and others? I asked. He gestured toward the path ahead, its twists and turns hidden by the dense trees, as the sunlight dappled its surface. Begin by walking, he said simply, each step an opportunity to embrace life's rhythm, to flow, and to grow in patience. I looked at the path, its unknown destination a reflection of the journey I had only just begun to comprehend. The Buddha began walking again, his silhouette a beacon of serenity as the forest seemed to part willingly to his steps. I followed, the stone in my hand and his words etched into my heart, a guide for the road ahead. The stream's melody accompanied us, its flow a constant reminder of the lesson that patience is both enduring and transformative. Each step I took felt lighter, my spirit uplifted by the realization that patience was not a burden but a gift. The Buddha's presence faded into the horizon, leaving behind the wisdom he had imparted, an eternal echo within my soul. And so, I began the journey anew, carrying with me the understanding that patience is a practice shaped by time and care. Another day, the morning sun cast soft rays upon the meadow as I found the Buddha seated among grazing sheep. I approached him cautiously, my heart heavy with the weight of struggles to guide and unite those who follow me. Blessed One, I began, my voice faltering, I cannot lead effectively when those I guide wander aimlessly and ignore my call. The Buddha turned to me, his expression calm yet alert, as if he had anticipated the question before I voiced it. Sit with me, he invited, his gesture toward the soft grass carrying the calm of endless compassion. Grounding my restless mind, I settled beside him, the sheep moving freely, their paths erratic yet harmonious within the wide expanse of the meadow. Do you see these sheep? He asked, his voice low yet resonant, like the whisper of wind through ancient trees. Yes, Master. They scatter with no clear direction, I replied, feeling the weight of frustration as I watched their wandering paths. The Buddha smiled, his expression tender and timeless, as he gestured toward a shepherd in the distance, silently walking ahead. Observe the shepherd, he instructed, how he moves quietly, letting the sheep follow his calm presence without coercion. I watched, intrigued, as the sheep gradually gathered behind the shepherd, their movements aligning with the path he walked. But Master, his silence may work for sheep, yet I lead people who resist guidance and create chaos, I protested. The Buddha looked at me, his eyes filled with an eternal wisdom that seemed to envelop the essence of existence itself. Leadership is not dominance, nor is it rooted in loud commands, he said, but in embodying patience and calm authority. I pondered his words, their truth sinking into my restless heart, though the question of application still lingered in my mind. How do I lead when faced with resistance? I asked, seeking clarity as the sheep settled into gentle grazing behind the shepherd. The Buddha reached down and picked up a blade of grass, its delicate form swaying in the breeze that enveloped us. Leadership is like this blade of grass, he explained, strong yet flexible, bending without breaking to life's unpredictable winds. His words painted an image of resilience and adaptability, qualities I longed to embrace as I guided those around me. The Buddha turned his gaze toward the horizon, where the mountains stood steadfast against the changing hues of the morning sky. Do you see the mountains? He asked, his voice filled with reverence for the eternal truth they represented to all who listened. Yes, Master. They stand firm and unyielding despite the passage of time and the forces that surround them, I replied. Let your patience be like the mountain, he advised, unshaken by resistance, yet enduring in its silent strength and persistence. But Master, I protested, the burden of letting wears me down, leaving me uncertain of my ability to endure. The Buddha placed a hand on my shoulder, the warmth of his touch carrying the comfort of infinite compassion and understanding. Even the mountain is shaped by the wind, he said, not eroded but refined over time through patience and grace. I looked at the sheep again, their movements now calm, their trust in the silent shepherd a reflection of his quiet resolve. How do I earn such trust? I asked, my voice filled with the yearning to embody the wisdom the Buddha shared. The Buddha gestured toward the shepherd, his silhouette framed by the rising sun, as he walked steadily toward the awaiting meadows. Trust is earned not through words alone, he said, but through actions that embody patience, humility, and unwavering consistency. His words enveloped me, like the gentle breeze caressing the fields, leaving behind an enduring sense of clarity and purpose. I watched the sheep follow the shepherd, their playful energy now focused, guided by the silent strength of his presence. Blessed One, how can I lead when chaos erupts among those I guide? I asked, my voice trembling with uncertainty. The Buddha gestured toward the meadow, where a stray lamb wandered aimlessly, separated from the flock and unsure of its path. Watch closely, he instructed, his voice calm yet carrying the weight of unspoken wisdom that guided me to focus. The shepherd paused, his posture unyielding yet gentle, allowing the stray lamb to recognize his calm and move toward the flock. Do not chase chaos, the Buddha explained, Instead, let your calm authority provide a path for it to return willingly. I nodded slowly, the weight of his teaching pressing into my heart like the steady embrace of time upon the earth. Master, I fear I may falter when faced with resistance. Forgetting the patience you so beautifully exemplify, I admitted. The Buddha reached down and lifted a small stone, its surface smoothed by time and the flow of the endless stream. Carry this stone, he instructed, and let it remind you that patience transforms the rough into the smooth through enduring grace. I took the stone, its cool surface a tangible connection to the wisdom I had learned in the presence of the Buddha. We stood, the meadow stretching infinitely around us, its beauty unbroken by the small obstacles of wandering sheep and errant paths. The sheep followed the shepherd, their movements quiet, their trust reflecting the silent strength of his steady presence. I turned to the Buddha, my heart heavy with gratitude for the wisdom he had imparted so freely and generously. Blessed One, thank you for sharing your teachings, I said, bowing deeply, my spirit uplifted by the lessons of the day. Remember, the Buddha replied, lead not with force but with patience, and your presence will guide others toward harmony and understanding. As the morning sun rose higher, illuminating the path before me, I felt a newfound clarity and purpose within my heart. I walked away, the stone in my hand and his teachings in my soul, ready to guide with patience and humility. Each step I took resonated with the rhythm of the wisdom I had learned, an eternal echo that guided my journey forward. The meadow faded behind me, its whispers of sheep and wind merging into the timeless truths carried by the Buddha's words, and so I began again, striving to embody the patience that transforms chaos into calm, resistance into trust, and struggle into unity. In its depth lies the seed of healing and strength. The woman wept, her tears soft yet full, her heart easing as Buddha's compassion enveloped her like sunlight breaking through clouds. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.